What up, guys? Yeah, we got another beer review coming at you, and today we're doing Perrin Brewing Company's No Problem IPA. Now, I've been just craving an IPA as of late. It's just... And that's not necessarily my go-to beer style, but I've just been really craving it. And this is a lighter one. It's 4.5% ABV, so it's one of those just kind of session IPAs that you can just kind of... Got to take the water again. Water away from the dog. Yeah, now you're just going to drip everywhere. Anyways, crack it open. Didn't really have that pop. And that's... We'll see if that's an issue. But yeah, a lot of these places are really starting to pump out those light IPAs. I know Bell's is coming out with a light-hearted IPA instead of a two-hearted. I'm very interested to see how that one turns out. But, alright. No Problems IPA. This is part of their series. I think they got No Problems, 98 Problems, and then a bunch of, I don't know what the other one is, a bunch of problems. I don't know, a lot of problems. But this is No Problems. So we'll be the judge of that. Anyways, excuse me. Let's get into the review, get into the smell. Very much just kind of your average IPA aroma. It's got the piney thing. It's got the grapefruit. You've smelled this a million times. It's also one of those things really, this is kind of what I was craving. It's just that IPA that you know, and you know it like by heart. And a lot of different breweries make something very similar that just has their own, stamp on it. The fact that so many people can call out the hops, oh, that's got that, because it's so these particular 4 strands of hops are so, I'm almost gonna go on a rant, but they're so almost overused now. It's the same hops with everything now. There are other kinds. But anyways, I don't know. There's not a whole lot else I can say about it. It very much smells like your neighborhood IPA. With the grapefruit, the pine. It's not overpowering, but it is definitely as soon as you smell it. There's no question what it is as soon as you get it up to your nose. So I'll recommend it on aroma. It's definitely. It is basically what I was kind of been craving, but I always like it when there's a little tweak. And there's no tweaks going on here. So, but anyways, I'll recommend it on aroma. Let's get into the taste. And it's definitely lighter. It's nice. It's a nice taste. It's almost like you took your regular IPA and you kind of watered it down a little bit. That's kind of, I'm not saying this tastes watery, but it's watered down from, it's like the people that get whiskey and then add a half a shot of water to it. You're just kind of diluting it a little bit. That's kind of what this is. I don't know the brewing process for some of these light IPAs, so I don't know if they just take the regular stock IPA and kind of cut it. It's basically what you do with vodka. You just, you add water to it so that it dilutes down to a specific, alcohol by volume level that you need. But that's kind of what it tastes like. It's still, there's not a whole lot craziness going on. It's still very much, grapefruity, piney kind of thing. It's got the same hops that it's in 90% of the other IPAs you've had out there. There might be a bit of a lemon rind Yeah, I mean, there's not a whole lot else I can add to it that, that kind of, it very much tastes like, every town IPA beer. They're just a little lighter. I know it sounds like I'm knocking it. In a way, I am, but it's done fine. There's a lot of just suck-ass IPAs that they just it's too bitter, and they just do it just to mask how sucky the beer is. This tastes fine. It works well. It's very I like the lighterness to it, because sometimes you don't want that 9% ABV going on. So I think this very much is an enjoyable beer that maybe you got a whole day of college football, or I guess it'd be college basketball now, a whole day of watching sports, and you want a beer that's got a little more flavor than your standard Budweiser, but it's not going to tank you after the first game. You got to make it to 3 of them. This works, so it's fine for that. So it does what it's intended to do, I believe, which is give you a pretty good IPA, just a little lighter. IPA light. So I'll recommend it on taste. I mean, yeah, it's nothing surprising me. There's nothing sneaking out with some crazy flavor you've never had before. No, you've had a beer that tastes very much like this before. Not called this, but very much like this. I'm just looking at this. This feels like kind of remind me of an old Ballast Point beer. It's got very much the similar two-tone thing. Which, might I add, totally off subject. Those two-tone Ford pickups with the white and that sky baby blue. Ooh, those old ones, man. Those are sweet. I love those old two-tones. And the triangle windows, I always forget what they called. I had an old Ford at one point, and those windows, man, those underrated. If there's anything I could bring back from the old truck day, it's those little windows. You didn't need the AC to work. Mine didn't. You didn't need to crank down the windows when I drive down the highway. You just kind of flip it open. You get a nice cross breeze, and you can still talk with the person next to you. Two tones, man. They need to bring back the two-tone pickup. Anyways, so yeah, I'll recommend it on taste. Next category is the price. I mean, it's a craft beer. It's your local craft beer. When I was in Michigan, I was actually gifted this, but it costs the same that you're gonna pay for your standard local craft IPA. So it's nothing out of it's not crazy. It's actually got this in a nice 12-pack that had the three different kinds of IPA. So I'll be trying the 2 more higher ABV ones in a little bit. But they tell you the what do you guys feel about them telling you exactly what you're going to taste right on the front of the can? I guess, I mean, you have to differentiate yourself a bit from other brands, but part of the enjoyment is not completely knowing what I'm going to get and being a little surprised. So I don't, if you want to hide it in, the small text, fine. I'm not a huge fan of telling me every single flavor note I'm going to get out of it. Because then I'm just going to regurgitate it when I'm drinking it. Oh, yes, I can tell you this. Because, this bursts open with notes of fresh citrus. I mean, yeah, it's a ripened melon and distinctively floral bouquet. Not really getting any of the melon. Whatever. But, what do you guys think? Do you like them telling you the flavor notes right on the label, front and center? Or would you rather it be a little more subdued? I'm okay with it being on it, but if it's not just But, anyways. So Bell's Price, yeah, I'll recommend Bell's Price. It's just a standard micro beer. Next category is distinction. How distinct is it? And it is not distinct at all. 0, not at all. It tastes fine. It's a very drinkable beer. It tastes like a billion other of these that I've had before. There's nothing different about it. I think that is the most thing that gets me on some IPAs. Just like, you can make it taste different, for the love of God. Sweet tap dancing Christ, you can make it taste a little different from every other IPA that's out there. And that's always like my one hang-up. It's like, God, please make this be a little different. But a lot of them are not. It's like, you're making kit IPA beers. So this is not distinct at all. The only difference is that it's a lighter one, but that's getting more popular nowadays. There's a lot of lighter IPAs so it's a lighter version of the same IPA that you've had a million times over. So I'm not recommending it on distinction. And again, it tastes good. It tastes fine. It is a very enjoyable beer, but it's not distinct. All right, next category is drinkability, and for that, yes, I will recommend drinkability. It's very easy to drink. It's a nice IPA level. I mean, you got some of the bitterness, but it doesn't have the heavy ABV, so it's a nice kind of thing going on. Part of me feels like if I'm going just super light with the IPAs, I'm gonna get one of those like 100-calorie, like super light IPAs where you have like it tastes like an IPA, but it's a super light beer. I feel like I'd just end up doing that personally. This has definitely more flavor, but I don't know. I was kind of hoping it'd have the calorie count, because that's one of the reasons why you'd probably get a lighter IPA as well, because the calories are less. But drinkability, yeah, it is it's a very nice leveled beer. Very easy to drink. It's an IPA. So, you know what you're getting into when you're getting it. Last category is would I buy it again? I have nothing against it. Yes, it tastes like a million other IPAs I've had. But it tastes well done. It doesn't taste like they're making it bitter just to hide the suck-ass qualities of it. So but there's a lot of other beers that kind of fits this exact category, like an IPA that's pretty well done. You know what you're getting into. The taste you've had a million times over. So it's like, I might get it if I feel like an IPA and it's there, and that's like the one that's there. But pretty much, so this one's from Michigan. I think I have to check the distribution. I think it's probably okay, but every other state, you're going to find something very similar to this. And so, if I'm in Michigan getting a lighter IPA, sure. If I'm in a different state, there's going to be something that's very, very much the same thing. And so, I'll give it a half. I wouldn't be anti this. There will always be something that's similar to this at a different bar in a different state. That's not this, but it tastes the same. So, I'll give it a half. But anyways, that is my review of Perrin No Problems IPA. What do you think? Have you had this? What are your feelings on the light or the lighter IPAs? Do you like them? Do you like that there's like a lighter option? I'm fine with it. I like that. Sometimes I don't want the super heavy IPAs, and I go for something lighter. This works for that. So yeah, if you'd like, subscribe, do all that good stuff, that'd be awesome. And yeah, so for myself and for Perrin No Problems IPA, take it easy.